Alright guys, it's time to talk about audio or Audius on the channel for the first time since this candle back here on the 24th of May, guys. And you can see that we did have a nice little candle up to about 8.5 cents. We got a little bit of a rejection here. And we trended down until about the 23rd of June, where we did see an uptrend till the 19th of July. But we have been fighting this resistance here. And right now, at this moment, we are trying to break that. Now, we are also fighting with the 6.43 cent mark on a weekly time frame. So this is a little bit stronger resistance than, for example, a daily time frame. Now, I haven't marked off any daily time frames because audio has a very long trading history. It's very difficult to pinpoint daily resistances when you have a chart that expands years back. Now, it's very hard to show you the volume profile here, guys, because the trading history goes back so long. Now, the point of control is important to see, though. That is about 12.35 cents. Now, remember, we're trading around 6.4 cents at the moment, and we have a long way to go. Basically, once we get above about 44 cents or so, the trading will get a little bit easier because there isn't much volume above that, guys. You can see the volume over here compared to these two candles right here, guys. But it's going to take, till about 44, 45 cents to get above that, and then it'll get a little bit smoother to go up. Now, we need to take a look at the Bollinger Bands, guys. Now, I know it is really hard to see this on a monthly time frame. As there's a sea of green here, which means there's a lot of resistances on the weekly time frame and a lot of supports. Now, you can see, though, the blue line comes in very narrowly in about December of 2023. Now, it has remained that thick, basically, since that time. It has gotten a little bit thicker, but overall, this is still a pretty narrow channel. Now, we do have the blue line coming down, but we have this still going down as well. We need this to come up and start pinching once again, and maybe we'll get a pop on a monthly time frame. But let's take a look at the weekly time frame, and you can see this is also quite narrow, guys, compared to recent weeks here. And so maybe we're getting a little bit of a pinch, but it looks like this is mostly going sideways. This is coming down, but this is sideways. So maybe this is the start of a pinch on a weekly time frame. I would like to see this come up a little bit more. This is headed down, but again, in my opinion, not pinching just yet. Now, the daily time frame, a lot of cryptos did get a pinch back in the beginning of July. It looks like this got a pinch basically on the 8th of July. It's almost very specific because most of the cryptos had like several days and you couldn't really pinpoint the day. But it looks like on the 8th of July, this was the most narrow point, got a little bit of a pinch, went up till about 19th July and then saw that downtrend. But you can see the Bollinger Bands is supporting it here, so it is trying to get above the midpoint of this band right now. And yeah, like I said, this resistance up here at about 6.42 cents, it needs to cross, and that would be a major milestone in my opinion. Now, jumping over to the RSI and stochastic here, guys. On a monthly time frame, this is very oversold at the moment on the stochastic. The RSI is pretty much flat though. But again, the stochastic is coming up, and the blue line crossed back in June, it looks like. The red line, so that's a good thing to see. Now, on a weekly time frame, it is coming down on the stochastic pretty heavily, just crossed that red line, and it is back in this neutral territory, but the RSI is climbing still. So, kind of a mixed signal there. Now, the daily time frame, again, is very oversold, and the blue line has just crossed this red line. The RSI is pointed pretty heavily up, so that's a good sign. Now, the 4-hour is getting a little bit overheated on the stochastic, and the RSI flirted with being overheated here, but just avoided it. Now it's pointed pretty heavily to the downside. So on the 4-hour time frame, not so good in my opinion. The 1-hour time frame also just getting out of the overheated territory on stochastic. The RSI is trying to avoid getting back in that neutral zone, it looks like. So it is overheated at the moment. So again, kind of a mixed signal, but this is pointed heavily down, like I said. So not so good in my opinion. Now the 15-minute time frame in the oversold territory, probably about to turn back to the upside, I would imagine, here shortly. And the RSI kind of flat in the middle, basically, of this neutral zone. So yeah, we have, several time frames that look good and several that don't. Now, it's hard to say which time frame is going to dominate here, but let me put this on a 4-hour time frame. So we got the pop in the last 4-hour candle. If we would, like I said, seal the candle above 6.42 cents in this 4-hour candle and that daily candle, that would be probably a major milestone. But we have crossed, this little resistance here, so that's a good thing. We may come down to retest that before we do bounce. Now, one more thing we need to consider is the MACD, guys, and it's really interesting to see that on a monthly time frame, this has never had a red period. So the blue line looks like it's trying to avoid the red line and crossing, but if it does, that means we'll probably get red candles. But yeah, so far, so good. Let's see what happens in the next month or so. Now, on a weekly time frame, we do have green candles since mid-May, getting a nice dark green candle after a little bit light candle here. But the momentum is up, guys. The blue line is still, trying to avoid this red line. So yeah, I do think we're going to see a little bit bigger hill here shortly, at least on a weekly time frame. Now, the daily time frame, it is pointed down here, but this blue line looks like it just started to curve up. So yeah, the red line is coming down. It's probably going to cross in the next couple of days. Might get 1 or 2 more light red candles before we start to see that green wave. So again, not too bad in my opinion. I think this is going to turn up and cross the red line. So mostly I would say on the longer term time frames for the MACD, we're going to see some upside here. Now, taking a look at Audius and the tokenomics, guys, it's the number 558 project, up about 9% today. Now, you can see I have a loss in Audius, unfortunately. I have an average of about 14.5 cents, but this is one of my lower coins, I can say, one of my lower bags. So it may be time to start to DCA into audio once again. And again, you can see circulating, total, and max supply are all the same, guys. So it's been diluted as much as it can be diluted. So that's a good thing. Now, all-time high, guys, is almost $5. So you're sitting about 99% down at the moment. Now, do I think it's going to get to its all-time high? Unfortunately, this project is probably not going to get back there. Now, I like this project due to the fact that it's, it has to do something with the music industry. It's a community-run music platform that connects artists and fans directly. So it's a really good idea, guys. I like music, and if you really like music, this is probably a project for you. Now, jumping over to Bitcoin real quick, guys, we did get that bullish engulfing candle yesterday from that previous day, so that is actually a good sign. Now, today, we do have a nice little green candle, flirting with about $115,000. Almost got up to 116 or so, this resistance, and let's see if we can maybe take that out tomorrow. Now, if we look at the CME gap, guys, there is about a $750 gap at the moment. That is another thing to kind of worry about. So yeah, do in fact know that we can come down to about 113,500, close this gap, and then possibly bounce. Now, looking at Ethereum, guys, it's trying to break back into this channel. Now, we can invalidate this channel, of course, but I just want to keep this channel here to see if it can break back into it or if it will struggle getting back. So, yeah, it looks like at the moment it is struggling to get back in. It is $3,700 though, guys. It's not that bad. It's not all doom and gloom. Of course, we had so many days of green here. Of course, it does need to consolidate. And yeah, I think people are really, really looking at Ethereum once again. And again, guys, I am not a big Ethereum fan. I don't like it that much. I think there's better projects out there. But it is leading the way. It does actually look strong at the moment. And I pretty much called the bottom for Ethereum. Even though I was not so optimistic about the project itself, I did say it was probably due for a big run. And, you know, it has made a run since that time, guys. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below, guys. Check out these links, and if you use them, of course, I do get a small commission. And you can also find MEXC here. You can get a free 7-day trial, and you can follow me on X here, guys. Jumping over to the total market cap, guys, we are struggling with 3.73 trillion, but we are knocking on the door there. So let's see. We do have another 2.5 hours. But yeah, now the total market cap excluding Bitcoin is struggling with 1.43 trillion. That is a monthly resistance where actually we ended up right below it, but we are trying to push through that at the moment. Now, the Bitcoin monthly returns, we are down about 1% in August. August is one of the worst months for Bitcoin, so you can see there's a lot of red here. Our average upside, though, is still about 1.54%, even though we have a lot of red here. You know, the green outweighs it just slightly. Now, at the moment, guys, one of the best charts is the dominance. Now, we did get a break above this W pattern, and the target was up here just above about 63.14%, but it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a fake out, and we are going to invalidate this W pattern. And yeah, we do have a solid red candle going below the neckline and 61.76, so that is a very, very good sign for altcoin holders like me. Now, another chart that really goes hand in hand with dominance, guys, is the USDT dominance. Now, we have gotten two nice red candles to the downside here. We're at 4.41%. We still have this support here at 4.31%, but people are starting to spin their USDT. So that is a sign that, you know, the altcoins and Bitcoin are growing, guys. But yeah, the support here, we need to break through, and then we have 3.8% as the next support. Now, despite seeing that solid red candle on the dominance, guys, I just refreshed this and it went from a 49 to a 47. So not sure why, but still 47 is not a bad number, though it still favors Bitcoin season. Now, the liquidation heat map, guys, 230 million basically have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. That's still pretty tame, but mostly it's shorts. So that's good to see. Now, fear and greed is a 64 today. It actually heated up a lot more than I expected from a 53. Next update in about 2.5 hours, guys. Now, the bull market peak indicators 0 from 30 have been hit. It's still 100% hold at the moment. And the best indicator, the Pi cycle top indicator, you know, I say the same thing every day, guys. It hasn't crossed yet, so the top really isn't here. Now, as for some economic data tomorrow, we do have PMI, Global Composite and Global Services, and we have some ISM numbers, guys. But basically, it's not too strong of economic data coming out tomorrow. From 1 to 10 is probably like a 4, I would say. Now, if we look at MEXC, sentiment has turned, you know, risk on, and the trend is now sideways. It's not fading anymore, so that's good to see. Intraday, we had a very good day today. That is good. The week is also just starting today, so of course this is green. The month, though, just started 4 days ago, so what do you expect? Now, the year is still green, and yeah, let's see if this risk-on sentiment can continue. Now, I saw this go from about an 85% to almost 94% today on FedWatch tools for the next cut in September. So it looks for sure that we're going to get at least a 1/4 point cut, guys, but there's still a 6% chance that they will not cut anything. Now, Trueflation is showing 1.65%, so that's well below the Fed standards. So let's see. I don't know what Jerome is waiting for. We may even get a surprise and get maybe a 1/2 point cut. I still believe in 4 rate cuts this year, honestly. Now, jumping over to crypto bubbles, the last hour and day were excellent. Now, last week is still quite down, though, for a lot of cryptos, unfortunately, but we won't look at that. If you want to stake your Audius, guys, go to Coinondo. There's only 4 deals that it found. I'm sure there's probably more out there, but it doesn't list everything. And yeah, flexible on Binance right now, 43%. That's excellent. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this with your friends. And guys, like I said, check out some of those deals I have below in the links. Please use them. It keeps me motivated, and it keeps this channel going, guys. And I hope I am giving you guys good information that you guys are trading upon. It's not financial advice, though. Keep that in mind. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one.